Good evening, guys. It's 4:46 p.m. It's May 3rd. Today is Tuesday, day before FOMC. So today is yet another choppy day, right? So, and that was expected, right? There is nothing new here. Price is a standard behavior, expected behavior, right? So this week is all about FOMC, right? The same statement as yesterday. I kept it as it is. Here I changed the wording today, little bit, but overall, we will focus on did I change the labels today or anything? Hold on, let me see. Okay, so yes, it's the same thing. We will focus on Globex lower, Globex high once again today, right? So Globex high was 72.76 area. Globex low was, I think it was around 36, right? So both are key levels, and break above or below either one, we may look for the trade in that direction intraday if everything is lining up, right? Above Globex high, reactionary long; below Globex low, reactionary short. In between, we have to be evaluating the stuff, the price action in real time, and if there is something, then we can trade. Otherwise, we are not going to trade, right? Overall, sellers are in full control below 14.25 today, and I'm expecting again a range bound price action today as well. See, range bound expectation is a range bound. That means this statement alone, right, will give you a trade. You don't need even levels. Yes, you need a level in a way, but you can fade it. The moment price get exhausted on either side, you can fade it. I prefer the short side, but on the long side also, if it goes down and get exhausted, you can, with slight warning, you can fade it, because assumption is price is not going to trend higher a lot or trend lower a lot, kind of a trendy up or trendy down day, that's why you can fade it, both days, yesterday and today. See, yesterday end of the day I took a long, right, because entire day price was going down, so I faded it to the upside. Today almost half of the day or most of the day it was trending higher, right? So towards after 2 o'clock or before after 1:30, I shorted it. It is that simple. There is no fancy business going on. It's just a contextual experience talking here. For that trade. Now, so that's the story for ES. All bold R are good R, or bold S are good S within the chop, right? So it's all I'm talking about chop, range bound price action here. NQ, damn thing, same thing. Dream numbers, Globex low to 20, you can see there is a rotation, clear rotation around here. Also Globex high, there was a trade, right, at 1:48 p.m. when I shorted ES. I shorted that ES trade based off NQ. Instead of taking trade in NQ, I took a trade in ES, and I'll show you. So overall sellers are in control, but we can take reaction along if we see any break above all these levels, right? However, main focus is to give priority to the short first, right? Russell, you can read through it. I didn't check the Russell today once again, but you can see all these levels, right? Dow also this, right? Crude range bound already, right? That you already know. And 104.50 and 180 are key levels within this balance. So does 109.95 intraday below 105. You can take short today if you want to, and maybe long around 102.50. I think my reading was right today. I spotted crude, at the roughly, in the afternoon, or I think in the morning sometime, for 5-10 minutes. But anyway, you can read through it. Dream number 97 and 44, right? So that 97, right, and 44 dream number. This was a Globex low at that time, 20, So in pre-market Discord, we talked about importance of 97.84. How I want to see price. I want to see a fail breakout or something. Instead of going long here, I said I prefer short. So kind of a fail breakout here. So in here, fail breakout already happened. See that balancing in pre-market, and I said 97.84 is a key area, right? So right of the open, you can see it. Seller stepped in right from this 97.84 right here, and just took it down almost 100 point, straight down. So there is no trade here unless before open you shorted at 97.84, then there was a trade here, otherwise there was no trade. But the moment in the next bar it pulled back to this VWAP, right, that was the trade right here, back to this low, because this is important pink line, right? So you do not want to go past it, you want to price to come back again here, firm it up, and then go higher if it wants to, or lower, depends. Because so here that was a trade, like a very like 5-minute 2-minute trade, but it was like almost 60-70 point trade, so from here to here, right? While you are waiting on ES, that was a trade in NQ. ES, the trade was at 57-56 area. We talked about 57-56 area importance also, which is this bold R, right? So the idea was, we also discussed that 44 will not respond. That is what we talked about it. Even though it's a bold, since price did back and forth around this level is not important. If you get a rejection from here, most likely it will go towards 36.30, and that is what I was targeting when I took this short. When I looked at NQ, ES was struggling at 51. 51 is also another level I gave you in pre-market, that watch 51, right? And you can see it here, right of the open, 51 was holding for 10 minutes. Then it tried to go higher and then come down, right? So here I took the short on the way down, because by the time NQ was already 100 point down and going up, right? So they were like out of balance, both the index. So when NQ went up, they were balancing. So that's why I took this short here, And then damn thing went down, right? I was happy that it will go here, like in a minute or two. But then this damn 44 just didn't give up, and then I was like watching in 1 minute, right, in this time frame, and it was doing like back and forth, it was hard to even hold it, while NQ was also doing this damn thing literally for like 15 minutes, so it's a panic, because then it's not gonna go here, that fast at that point in time. So I built out here, after like almost like 15 minutes I built out here, right? Then damn thing went higher, right? So I thought now it wants to go higher, and then damn thing came down, right? So this was a short again here, if you wanted to take it. I did not take this short, I only took this one, and then again it went down, right? And then again it bounced, right? So even if you took a short, when you see this bounce, you should bail out right here, right? Now can you go long here? Yes, you can go also long here also. Right here you can go long, right here you can go long. Why? So, but I would prefer not to go long, right? So I was watching all these things, but I avoided the longs. But it depends on your style, I do not want to go against the bigger time mid-term context, which is bearish, right? So I rather short than taking longs, unless there is something really going on, right? So here the good stuff was, right of the open there was a bullish disconnect, which I already told in Discord, that there is a bullish disconnect. So based on the bullish disconnect, there is a long right here, right of the open, but I didn't want to take a long. In this midterm is bearish, it can easily fail too, right? But there was a long here, right, based on the bullish disconnect from 44 to this area. Let's say you did not take this one, but after looking at this ping pong, now you know that 44 wants to hold, or it may hold, right? Second test of this low, internals were still holding well, right? Momentum was above zero. You can go long here also, but then problem is, look at this immediately, right? So it depends. If you took a long, you have to take a profit, at slight weakness on the way coming down, you bail out, something like that. But then on the longs, you can't hold it for longer. For shorts, I can even hold it till 30. I have a luxury, but longs I don't. So that's why I avoided the longs, But definitely these two were the longs today. Then price came down one more time, right? This time I was thinking, by this time I was thinking now it will go down, right? But the damn thing, look, again bounced back up, right? So I gave up. By 9:50, 10 o'clock, I said, what, I'm done trading. So I do not want to trade in this garbage. So I just stopped trading right here. And then I went for my gardening as usual, right? And then you can see the picture also here. Pretty much it was a garbage. Back and forth, right? There is really nothing going on. So I would suggest not to trade, in this environment. When you see this, then morning is choppy, most likely the day is going to be choppy. Considering FOMC tomorrow, most likely now it is giving us a clue that it's going to be back and forth. So only way you can trade is not in the chop, but outside the chop range. Not with the price direction, opposite the price direction. Because you know already that it's not going to make a sustainable move higher or lower, right? All you have to wait for exhaustion, something to work with, and then you fade it, So at all these things, I did not bother to look, right? Because I was gardening. When I came back during the lunchtime around 1 o'clock or 1:15, right? Then till that time, you can see it here, right? Price was holding this area, intraday wave up and mid. It's a visible level, right? Everybody knows about this level, right? So it was holding it. But look at the momentum, multiple times lower, right? And still damn thing was holding. Remember, it's a midterm is a bearish context, right? With this much power, it was holding this low, right? It's a poor low actually, So NQ at that time, where is NQ? Where was NQ? NQ was holding this damn dream number, right? Like multiple attempts, but it also at the same time it was holding all this 97 also dream number, right? So it was stuck, correct? And ES was also stuck in this range, right? So you are observing all these things, but so then price went higher, right? Like this, right? So all these new highs, right? It made a new high here for the day. NQ went higher, right? And then again it higher, but it couldn't go higher. See that despite this momentum, it couldn't go higher because internals AD was balancing. It was not moving higher. It was holding higher, but it was not moving. It looks like the fuel is gone to the upside. And considering the fact that price is not gonna make a sustainable up move or down move, right? In this case, it's not gonna make an up move, and it is now towards the closing towards the end of the day. It has to fall back. Simple, right? So now you are looking for a clue at this high, to short, but you have to look for a clue, right? So here, so I'm going to cover this here 11 o'clock, right? So 11 o'clock is here, right? So ES made a new high, NQ did not make a new high, right? So basically ES was leading to the upside. So now I was looking for something out of the way scenarios, right? ES was making new highs, NQ was not making new highs. That is not the scenario, right? I want to see something different, right? So at this time, around here, you can see it, 1325, right? NQ made a slight new high here. See that? Close to Globex high. And ES did not make a new high. See? Now that is out of the way thing. Up to this point, ES was making new high, NQ was not making new highs. But at this time, NQ made a new high for the day and ES did not made a new high for the day. Now that was the clue, while I was taking a lunch, that was the clue I got it, right here. That okay, now this is something other than ordinary, right? Now it could be the time to short it, right? But since it was the first breakout in NQ, right? See that here, it went above all this high, correct? So, and the yellow line being yellow line, it reacted, right? So, okay. So, I was waiting here. I was watching while eating my lunch, right? And then I was looking for a weakness. I see the problem is we can't short it at the first test here, right? The observation is the first thing. So we observe that something ordinary, other than ordinary is happening, right? But then you can't just short it blindly because you can see this much buyers are there, right? So you have to wait to see something else also going on, right? Or some weakness. So when price came down here, right? And then went back up here, right? At this time, it already pulled back, correct? At this breakout point, see this balance? It pulled back. Obviously buyers are gonna buy, so they bought it here, right? And here also same thing, right? They bought it here, correct? Now you want to see what? You want to see price going higher, make a new high, continue going forward, right? That is what you want to see. So here NQ made another high, right, which is a Globex high. Now obviously there will be some sellers at Globex high, right? So it went higher, right? And look at this momentum. See, look at this AD. It's not moving at all. At this high, it would have made it went higher, right? It should go higher, but it was just died down right there. See, look at that. There is nothing here. See that? So that's the second clue I got, right? That this guy is making new high. Now obviously by this time ES should have made a new high, right? But instead NQ had a second new high. ES did not make a new high, even not above this also, right? And there was almost, it was close to this high, and there was a divergence, slight divergence here. See that? So this was my clue. Now it's time to short. See that? So the moment I waited for NQ to come down below Globex high, the moment it come down here, right here, I took a short in ES, not in NQ. No, ES I took the short. NQ I was expecting it should come back down to this area, right? But NQ being NQ, while ES continues to go down, NQ may come back here, again bounce, come back here, again bounce, then come down. All this damn thing NQ can always does it, right? In a choppy environment, NQ is risky to trade this way, but ES is not that risky compared to risk wise. So I use this clue to short ES, and in combination with the contextual knowledge that most likely price will chop around range bound, it will not make a significant high or low, correct? So now this was my clue, and then I shorted. I targeted 79, which is this area. Then I said 65, right? And then I said 57. So I moved my target lower at 57, which is this area I built out right here. And I already put that trade in my Twitter account, so right here, and that's it. That was my second trade for the day. So I avoided all this damn chop. See that? So, and then NQ also came down to this level, and actually it went even below this, right? And then damn thing, look at this. After we took the profit here, another down leg, right? Looks like it wants to tank, but here is the contextual knowledge will come handy, from our pre-market notes. So by looking at this, every day trader must have shorted it right here, not knowing the context that was gonna happen today, and they must have shorted right here, targeting this low, and then look at what happened. Reverse. See that? Because you're not expecting a strong down move or up then, so most likely it's going to go back into the range. Simple. And that be all for today. I'll see you tomorrow now.